News, the stunning medical condition revealed. Severe brain damage. Doctors late today on the American college student brought home from North Korea. How did this happen? Also late today, the jurors in the Bill Cosby sex assault trial revealing they are deadlocked. What the judge told them next. Republicans and Democrats taking the field tonight. New details on the congressman in critical condition. And major news tonight about the gunman. His wife speaking out moments ago. The White House reacting tonight to reports from the Washington Post that the president is now being investigated for obstruction of justice. And falling from the sky, the blimp bursting into flames, the crash and the rescue near the U.S. Open.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. We have several developing stories as we come on, and from Washington tonight, this moment. Just a short time ago at Nationals Park, Democrats and Republicans both there, lawmakers kneeling in prayer on the field before the game. We'll take you there live in a moment after the horrific shootings yesterday. But first here tonight, the stunning reveal from doctors. The American college student brought home from North Korea has extensive brain damage. Otto Warmbier had been sentenced to 15 years hard labor, returning home, carried off a medevac plane, awake but unresponsive, unaware of anyone talking to him. Tonight, doctors explaining his condition and the mystery now. What did the North Koreans do to him? ABC's Lindsay Janis in Cincinnati.
Tonight, back on U.S. soil after 18 months held captive in North Korea. Otto Wambier's doctors say he has extensive brain damage.
He has spontaneous eye opening and blinking. However, he shows no signs of understanding language, responding to verbal commands, or awareness of his surroundings.
But how and why is still a mystery. What they do know, his brain was deprived of oxygen. How that happened is unknown.
In general, respiratory arrest in a young, otherwise healthy person, it's a rare event, and generally caused by something like an intoxication or a traumatic injury.
Just days before he was released, the North Korean said Warmbier contracted botulism and fell into a coma after taking a sleeping pill. Doctors saying today they have found no evidence of botulism or that he was beaten.
We see no evidence of an acute or healing fracture, including the skull.
It's a devastating prognosis for the University of Virginia student who was accused of stealing a propaganda poster and sentenced to 15 years hard labor.
I have made the worst mistake of my life.
Today, Warmbier's father wearing the same jacket his son wore to that one-hour sham trial, railing against the North Koreans for brutalizing his son.
We're thrilled that our son is on American soil, and I'm able to talk to you on Otto's behalf, and I'm able to wear the jacket that he wore when he gave his confession.
And Lindsay Janis joins us live tonight from Cincinnati. Lindsay, the president reaching out to the family.
That's right, David. Fred Warmbier said the president called, asked him how he was doing, if he was taking care of himself, explained that Secretary Tillerson worked hard to secure Otto's release, and he was sorry about the outcome. Warmbier called the call gracious. David?
Lindsay Janis leading us off tonight. Lindsay, thank you. And to the other story playing out at this hour, that congressional baseball game in Washington. Democrats and Republicans hoping to set an example tonight as we now learn new details about the congressman in critical condition. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
Lawmakers turned ball players. It'll be a big night. Arriving ready for the big game.
Steve Scalise, this hat's for you.
Many in LSU hats, a tribute to the player not on the field. Second baseman, Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise. Tonight, hospitalized in critical condition, shot down when a barrage of gunfire tore through the Republicans' final practice. Senator Jeff Flake tweeting, "We're all pulling for you, Republicans and Democrats alike." Overnight, the president visiting him at the hospital, telling reporters today Scalise is in tough shape.
It's been much more difficult than people even thought at the time. It's been, he's in some trouble, but he's a great fighter and he's going to be okay, we hope.
This morning, a third surgery for the congressman. The bullet that hit his hip injured his internal organs, fracturing bones and causing severe bleeding. Today in Congress, a standing ovation for the victims and heroes of the shooting spree. And at the stadium tonight, unity and some friendly competition.
We want to beat those guys, and they want to beat us, and afterwards we're going to give each other a hug and drink beer together.
Hugs and beer a little later. Mary Bruce joins us from Nationals Park in Washington. And Mary, Congressman Steve Scalise, of course, on everyone's mind tonight. And he's not the only victim still recovering in the hospital.
David, still hospitalized in good condition tonight, that Capitol Police officer Crystal Griner. Also, Matt Micah, the former staffer who helped coach the Republican team, he remains in serious condition. Both of those people very much on the minds of these lawmakers as they get ready to take the field here tonight. David.
Some promising images coming in already. Mary, our thanks to you. The game, of course, comes just as we learn new details tonight about the gunman. The video of what he said at an Occupy Wall Street rally. And late today, his tearful wife speaking out just moments ago. And here's ABC's chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross.
In an emotional appearance tonight outside her home.
Horrible. Horrible.
James Hodgkinson's wife of almost 30 years, Sue, said she cannot explain what her husband did on that baseball field.
I just don't know what to tell you people. I had no idea this was going to happen, and I don't know what to say about it.
She said her husband made preparations to go to Washington at the beginning of the year, selling off almost all he owned.
That he wanted to go up there and work with people to change the tax brackets.
Tonight, federal agents are still trying to learn how Hodgkinson's political activism turned into political terror. 6 years ago, he was among hundreds in the Occupy Wall Street movement, speaking to a local Fox affiliate in St. Louis.
The 99% are getting pushed around, and the 1% are just not giving a damn.
But friends and family say Hodgkinson became distraught over the election of Donald Trump, and his comments on Facebook took on a dark tone. On March 22nd this year, Hodgkinson wrote, "Trump is a traitor. Trump has destroyed our democracy. It's time to destroy Trump and company." 2 days later, neighbors called police to say Hodgkinson had fired off 50 shots into the air.
That's when we brought the little kids in and called the sheriff.
The sheriff's report says no charges were brought because he had a valid Illinois firearm owner's ID card.
He said he would quit shooting and that he would actually take his gun to a gun range where it was safer.
A few days later in March, Hodgkinson left for Washington, spending the next 2 months living out of a van in the parking lot of the Alexandria, Virginia YMCA, just across the street from the baseball field.
I can't believe he did this. I cannot believe.
That wife speaking out just moments ago. Brian Ross with us here tonight. Investigators still believe, Brian, that this man was acting alone, no accomplices?
That's right, David. They still believe he did act alone. As his former lawyer put it, he was an angry little man with a very big chip on his shoulder, David.
Brian Ross with us again tonight. Brian, thank you. We turn next tonight to the White House, responding to the report from the Washington Post that President Trump is now being investigated for obstruction of justice. The White House saying very little, being careful with what they said today. The president, meanwhile, tweeting all day. Here's ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega.
Inside the White House today, President Trump ignored questions about that bombshell report. He's under investigation for obstruction of justice.
Mr. President, do you believe that you are under investigation now?
But he lashed out on Twitter, calling it a phony story, saying, "You are witnessing the single greatest witch hunt in American political history, led by some very bad and conflicted people." The White House tight-lipped, refusing to say who those bad and conflicted people are. But the Washington Post report that the president himself is now the subject of special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation comes as a major turning point in the Russia probe. A key question, did the president fire former FBI Director James Comey because of the Russia investigation? Comey says yes.
I was fired in some way to change, or the endeavor was to change the way the Russia investigation was being conducted. That is a very big deal.
Now it's no longer just he said, he said. Investigators are looking into whether the president repeated something he did with Comey, telling all government officials to clear out of a White House meeting so he could be alone with CIA Director Mike Pompeo and the Director of National Intelligence, Dan Coats. There, the president reportedly asked Coats to intervene in the investigation into fired National Security Advisor Mike Flynn. During his testimony on Capitol Hill, Coats refused to answer most questions, but said he never was pressured to intervene.
Confidential conversations between the president and myself, I don't believe it's appropriate for me to address that in a public session.
The president also reportedly called Coats and NSA Director Admiral Mike Rogers and asked them to publicly declare there was no collusion with Russia. They refused. According to the Washington Post, Rogers' former deputy wrote a memo at the time documenting that phone call. And now the special counsel investigators want to talk to all three men. And with these questions swirling, the president is still tweeting, hammering Hillary Clinton, the Democrats, and what he calls that phony story.
And Cecilia Vega with us live from the White House tonight. And Cecilia, President Trump, as we all know, has hired his own personal lawyer to deal with the Russia probe. Tonight, there's word coming in that the Vice President, Mike Pence, is doing the same.
The exact same. His name is Richard Cullen, a former U.S. attorney. And like the president's team, Cullen will respond to all special counsel-related inquiries. The vice president's office tells us that he looks forward to a swift conclusion of this matter. David.
Cecilia Vega with us live again tonight. Cecilia, thank you as always. Another major headline from Washington tonight. The Senate sending a strong message to Russia for its meddling in the election. In a rare bipartisan move, voting 98-2 to impose new sanctions on Russian businesses and requiring the White House to get congressional approval to soften or lift existing sanctions. The measure goes next to the House for approval. Next year, to developing news in the Bill Cosby sex assault trial. Jurors revealing today they are deadlocked. So what does this mean and what the judge then told them? Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis from the courthouse.
Today, tempers flared outside this Pennsylvania courthouse between Cosby supporters and an alleged Cosby victim.
Let me speak, please.
The tension erupted after the jury reported they're deadlocked, unable to reach a unanimous verdict after reviewing testimony and nearly 40 hours of deliberations. The judge telling them to try again in the hopes of avoiding a mistrial. As Bill Cosby waits in the courthouse today, his spokesman outside thanked the jurors.
Keep deliberating, and hopefully we get out of here the way we came in, as a not guilty and innocent man.
But with Cosby's fate hanging in the balance, his accuser appeared relaxed, sending her own message. Andrea Constant, the former Temple women's basketball director of operations, who claims that Cosby drugged and then sexually assaulted her in 2004, today tweeted out this lighthearted video, shooting hoops as she waits for that verdict, with the tagline, "Always follow through." Her case against Cosby is the only criminal prosecution stemming from allegations from more than 50 women who have accused the comedian of sexual misconduct and or drugging. Several accusers are attending the trial, like Victoria Valentino, who's been here for 2 weeks from California.
I feel very deflated. I'm worried, but I'm holding on to some hope because the judge is telling him to go back in there and work on it.
Let's go live to Lindsay Davis, who's been covering this case from the start. She's outside the courthouse tonight. And Lindsay, if the jury is unable to reach a verdict, the judge could then declare, of course, a mistrial. Then what happens?
Yeah, you're exactly right. If they come back deadlocked one more time, it very well could be declared a mistrial. At that point, Bill Cosby would walk out of this courthouse a free man. It would then be up to the district attorney's office to decide if they want to try him again. David.
Lindsay Davis standing by at the courthouse for us tonight. Lindsay, thank you. And next to major developments after that devastating high-rise fire in London. Tonight, the first images now coming in from inside that building. ABC's James Longman from London.
The twisted mess of ruined lives, a first look inside the London inferno. Nothing left but charred rubble. And there are still bodies in here, though it's not clear how many. The search still too dangerous. The fear that the number of dead will soar well past the 17 already confirmed.
What floor are you on?
The horrors captured on social media as the flames raged.
We're stuck on the 23rd floor!
Grief has turned to anger here. Look at this wall of condolence and look at some of these messages. Jail those responsible.
This is an accident that never needed to happen.
And questions for the building managers. Did the insulation and exterior cladding recently installed cause the fire to spread? And crucially, where else is that material used? An expert tells ABC News that it is part of commercial construction in the United States, including New York City. Tonight, sniffer dogs in a grim search for bodies in the tower behind me, parts of which still too unsafe for firefighters to enter. David.
James Longman. James, our thanks to you again tonight. And back in Washington, D.C., criminal charges this evening against 16 people, most of them Turkish security agents, after those rare images of a scene that looked like something overseas, not here in the U.S. They are accused in the violent assault on protesters outside the Turkish ambassador's residence last month. 9 people were injured. It was earlier that day Turkey's President Erdogan was visiting the White House. Tonight, Turkey's president is blasting those American indictments. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Thursday. Falling from the sky, the fiery crash tonight, the blimp bursting into flames, the race to rescue the pilot, the blimp going down near the U.S. Open. We'll have more on that in a moment. The nationwide manhunt, the possible sighting of 2 escaped prisoners, the dangerous fugitives on the run, and where authorities believe they could be tonight. And the daredevil wife from a famous family breaking her own husband's record, hanging over Niagara Falls by her teeth. We'll be right back.
Fun in art class. Come close.
When your pain reliever stops working, your whole day stops.
Try this.
For minor arthritis pain, only Aleve can stop pain for up to 12 straight hours with just 1 pill.
Thank you.
You can't quit. Neither should your pain reliever. Stay all day strong